Ladies and gentlemen, how's it going? Once again, I'm Nev from Nav's Tac Bits, otherwise known as your friendly neighborhood basement dweller. Don't worry, ma'am, I am from the internet. Today we're checking out the oldest piece of ephemera magazine that I have. This is Science and Technology, 1947, the December issue. Looks like we got a crash going on up here, and we got a really cool car going up to save it. I've never seen anything quite like that, but one of the fun things about going back to these old magazines is seeing what they thought would be the future and what the future actually turned out to be. And you can see it looks like somebody or somebody's kid just scripting around everywhere. Snow travel comes of age. Pilotless flight anywhere. That never ended up coming, did it? Electronic egg garden? Okay. Heat without fuel or fire. I'd like to see that. There's selling they're selling army surplus bubble machines from the Air Force. I guess they needed to see the way that the air was going and they didn't know how to make smoke yet. Bubble machines. Sextants costs okay. Yeah, save some money, get government surplus. Man, it just really goes to show how much government money was being spent for wars and stuff like that. How much government money my generation is still going to have to pay back. And this generation was getting government surplus. That's such a deal. I'm not casting shade at the old generations. Those new guys, we got our own problems too. Every generation comes with their own issues, right? Learn either electricity or radio. That's really interesting because when I got into computers, Eli, the computer guy, said that he went into recruiters and he said, I want to learn computers. And he said that was the dumbest thing he ever said. Meanwhile, that's exactly how they're advertising it here. Learn electricity. What do you mean learn electricity? We're still learning electricity. Electricity works so interestingly that we can't predict it at the subatomic level, and so we need to make bigger chip dies for CPUs instead of making them smaller. We have to make them bigger. I've never seen a telescope look anything like that before. I want one. I don't care. For every man of every age. So there was a time when life wasn't all about being consumers. In the 80s, everyone dropped the ability to be able to be good at things and just wanted to be consumers, just wanted to go shopping. Here's a situation where a man made this with his own hands, and that was a big deal back in the day. You drive by some people's places and see all kinds of mechanical things running. Now, back in the day, transistors weren't around, but you had tubes in radios, vacuum tubes, and they're very important. If you didn't have one of these vacuum tubes, your radio wouldn't work. And these days, some of those vacuum tubes are worth more than entire radios. I've seen these enlargers at second-hand stores and antique stores quite a few times. The Hobby Guild, genuine shark teeth. Those are always popular. Geez, I don't think I've ever actually seen an advertisement for a U.S. government job. They paid back good back then, too. It's the 3-in-1 air pistol. These things wouldn't go too far, but they'd be a lot of fun. I don't think you could get BB through a pop can with one of these things. But again, kind of fun. No, this is interesting. Instant nickel plating? Plating seems to have been a big deal at about this time. I see people dipping a lot of things in bronze and things like that. Hypnotize anyone. I wonder what the ethics like that is. Secrets revealed. Exciting experiences. Overcome inferiority complexes. Become a doctor of psychology from an advertisement in a magazine. These watches really gave you the bling. If you had something like that, people would think differently of you. The type of watch you wore really spoke to certain people. Learn electricity, on-the-job methods, on-the-job equipment. Okay, just let's hope we get some off-the-job training before we go on the job, right? Electricity, we can get spicy, right, boys? This wisdom must die. The heretics must not get this wisdom. Anyways, yeah, even back in the 40s, it seems like people were blaming the Christians for keeping information away and making the world, oh no, we're all so bad off because of the evil Christian colonists making information hard for their own benefit or something. I don't know. Oh boy, the Christians made your life so hard, so send us a little bit of money and we will tell you their secrets, 'cause they're your enemy. Oh, geez, they're going after statesmen here, too. Okay, so what is really interesting about this is people on the high up generally have a bubble of people, a class of people that they themselves will associate with. They'll say, oh, no, we don't. But when it comes to their kids, they'll tell you flat out, don't associate with bad people or you'll be associated with bad people. They tell their kids not to hang out with people from other financial classes, but in doing so, they create a bubble where they don't understand what's going on in any of these classes. They act like they do because they're better than them, but in reality, they don't actually see the reality. They just kind of think they're better. Everyone else is unwashed masses, and I get that. So maybe there is meaning to this advertisement. Maybe, well, absolutely, information does get withheld. We still don't have all of the information on JFK's assassination, and I am not a conspiracy theorist, but why? Why don't we have all that information? It was so damn long ago. If the government was really all on the up and up, then they could release information of what happened about, what was that, like 40 years ago? Something like that? Hey, government, maybe if you want to keep information away from people, maybe it means you've been being sketchy. Stop being sketchy, government. Anyways, moving on. Check it out. We got artificial limbs, replacement bits. That's the first time I've seen one of those in here. But man, life is hard, especially for guys on the farm, and it doesn't take too long before you get a cut that just takes your foot off. Heck yeah, tattooing for the ages. We got to start tattooing, yeah. Looks like they still haven't got the idea that women make wonderful dental technicians also. Women, wonderful. Dental technicians, yeah. You can see them evolving. They go to university and they get into the cheerleaders and then they'll evolve into dental technicians. Hey, look, they had neck beards back then, too. The trouble with you is wrong again. Geez, you're dumb. Not my way. Not that way. Mr. Beckley? Is that 7 habits for highly effective people? Genuine meteorite. I'm not interested in that. I'm from stars. I came birthed from stars. Apparently, we all did. Dap. Stammer. I need to call these guys. Maybe they'll help me with my stammer. Ray's golden hamsters now, the new wonderful animal from Syria. Looks like a toy bed bear. Red bear? Red bear. Delightful pets. Everyone wants them. Thousands needed for laboratories. Make money. Get started now. Oh, he's such a cutie. What? Pocket alarm watch? That's the conductor's watch. And I've never heard of one that has an alarm on it. That's fascinating. Oh, this is the good stuff. What's new? That shred of wheat is really stalks of fiberglass insulations made by Westinghouse. I've never seen that stuff before like that. I'm gonna have to look up a color picture. Here you can see we have a camera leveler just to keep the camera in place for perfect pictures. And look at that fancy rack, a fancy way to save on Windows. This is fascinating, and I expected to see more of these advertisements for particular train kits. These ones go choo-choo. They have their own puffs, and yeah, basically, this is the expensive. This would be the good stuff. I haven't even seen too many of these in the sales. An assemble yourself television set. Now, it seems like back in the day it was super popular to have radios, cell radios that you assembled yourself. And it looks like some people tried to get it on that television set thing too, but tube isn't very big, of course. Here we have a dishwasher that apparently just attaches directly to the faucet somehow. Can someone please explain to me how this is a half track? They say that's a half track. Is it because it has 2 wheels on the front and like one in the back? I don't get it. Now install your own two-way telephone. These things were wonderful for getting a call down to the garage or something. Some people still use these things. Oh, wow, a wood-burning pen. I got one of these at a yard sale once. Burned myself up pretty good. Lots of fun. Pipe repair. That's fascinating. It's been a long time since... I've never seen a pipe repair in any of these. Back in the day, people would smoke pipe quite a bit. More of those rupture handlers. Apparently nobody wanted to go to the doctor back in the day. I don't blame them. These Americans are always so happy anytime you put a gun in their hands. Look at that guy. He's so happy. Check it out, guys. An adding machine. Before calculators. One toy being offered this year. Oh, wait, that's a toy? Miniature electric motor. I want one. I really want one. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that they still manufacture something a lot like this. Gotta get me some of that Franzite grip action. Alright, here's the cover bit. Snow travel comes of age. Sno-Cat. Medford, Ontario? Holy crud, that is Medford, Ontario. I'm pretty sure it's a military base. It definitely looks like the kind of thing a Canadian would make, let's face it. Women holding giant guns or tools or driving giant vehicles is such a turn on. Alright, pilotless flight absolutely anywhere. Here we see take off, climb. It all looks real easy. It all looks real easy. I wonder how it actually turned out. It all looks real good on paper. But what happens when you run out of signal? It's wonderful how they break everything down for you and just hope to God that you won't do anything evil with this information. Y'all be good now, you hear? Here we have an advanced butter maker for the time. It's gonna hold it here for a quick sec for you gearheads that like this information. Very nice. Buttermilk. Okay. And over here we have a new egg grading hardware. I'm sure some of us has seen or worked with something much like this. And here we have heat without fuel or fire by getting the heat from the ground within the earth. Hey, if it works, it works, but I don't know where I am. If you dig, you just get cold. The mechanics of new toys. Plugless electric train. This train uses batteries. Oh, and the nipple pincher. Mom told me that she got her. Yeah. Women are so happy. They don't even know how happy they are. They don't get their nipples pinched by this anymore. It's like that thing we go whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. And you take your clothes and then run them through here to get all the water off of them, and hopefully your nips wouldn't come with them. Western Union's new streamline push telegraph center in Philadelphia? They were still running telegraphs in the 40s. I should have known that. Damn, that is fascinating. Now, this is really something. It shows you the map of all the telegraph lines. I feel compelled to get a wonderful picture of this. Damn. I do believe this is one of the more meaningful maps I've ever found. Alright, this is super fascinating. So the telegraph would come in, a woman would receive it. Generally, they had women working here. They would route it. They would a clerk. It's interesting that they have women here, not just people. You know what I mean? It's like certain jobs were considered for certain people. You wanted a secretary to be a woman. You wanted communication to be women. Even at the switching boards at Bell, and my grandmother used to work there, and it was women. Sometimes on roller skates, but women. Women in communication. What is up with that, anyways? Route clerk, distributing clerk, sending, receiving, sending. So most of this is people. Most of this is women. Across the map. I'm taking a picture of this map and I've put it in with my posts, by the way. This looks wonderful. Data is beautiful, guys. Doctoring the diesel. Man, that thing is beautiful and large. It looks like a train that I used to have a model of. Shell wire art and radiology. This looks like radiology to identify metals. Toy size baking ranges. Oh boy, back in the day you could actually make things with your Easy Bake Oven. And then kids did some really dumb things with them and now we can't. Oh, new drill press for the hobbyists. Homecraft, 11-inch drill press. Nice. Oh, this is about making an Easy Bake Oven. Knob that throws off 4 burners and that. They're actually giving this kid a working stove. They're building this kid a working stove. I left the bookmark here because it looks like someone way back in the day decided to make this a toy sink for their kids, and that's lovely. See, men and women both like vibrators. They just have different use for them. I bet that chemistry set would be radioactive. Meet Robert D. Wistaker? 14-year-old boy from Tampa. Built his own explosives. Boom! Make chemical weather flag. Wait, make chemical weather flag. What? At this point, this is just flat out how to make things. which is freaking wonderful. This 40s issue has more than any I've ever seen. It's just how to make things. Just how to make. Let's keep going. Ooh, your power hacksaw. I guess we finally ended. Now, back in the day, the belts were right out. Everyone could see the belts everywhere, and one of my dad's first memories was almost losing a pinky finger under one of these belts. It was a kitchen. It was just the time. They had those belts running around all the time. Speedy Way. Okay, you guys have finally found it. Speedy Way. I knew it. Their manufacturer named Speedy Way. Don't know what happened to them, but they eventually went bye bye. And I knew that they were in here. I was looking for them forever. Speedy Way. And they went bye bye. Start a saw repair business. Okay. Build your own trailer. Build your own trailer. Build your own trailer. Would you have to get this stuff safety? Like in the 50s, anyone could just build whatever they wanted and drive it wherever? Man, what a time. One thing I want to point out is that consumer electronics were definitely a pain in the ass back here, especially photography, reel to reel. Setting these things up had a big room for error, margin for error, and it were always a giant pain. South Bend Lathe, the basic tool shop. Learn engineering. So there's definitely a lot of interesting things in here. There's a lot to learn. I'm really glad that I had the opportunity to go through this. Thanks for joining me, folks. Like, subscribe if you like this stuff. There's going to be more. And have a good one, folks. Take care of each other.